When making a reimbursement to an employee or candidate of your campaign or committee, there are certain rules you must adhere to. You would, of course, record the payment made to the individual, but you must also record the payees to whom that individual made their payments to. For example, John Smith is reimbursed $500 for payments he made to the print shop and to the post office. You will record the $500 payment to John Smith, and you will add additional memo items to indicate those payments made to the print shop and to the post office. Let's take a look. So first I'm going to open up my payees, and I'm going to enter in my look for John Smith. And I see that I've got John Smith in there. Now before I actually proceed with creating the transaction, I'm actually going to check for the other payees that he made payments to as well. So I'm going to type in print. And I see that I've got InstaPrints here. That's one of them. I'm going to also check for the post office. And I've got a couple there. That's all I need. So I just want to make sure that those payees are already in the database. If they're not, you would add them first, then proceed. Let's go back and find my Smith. We'll open up John Smith. And you can see a couple of previous invoices from before. I've got an item here for see memo items below. This is what we're going to be doing right now. I'm going to create a new invoice for $500. And again, I'm going to use the see memo items below. Now I'm going to save the invoice. Then I'm going to add a payment. And I am making my payment first to John. And I can do that on any check number. I'll just take my next check number. But here's now the next step. I'm going to add in the memo items. So I'm going to go to new here, and I'm going to say that $300 was paid to, I'm going to put an ethics memo on that and indicate that the payee was InstaPrints. I will save that, and I will add another new one and indicate $200 was being paid to the post office, but I must make sure that I check the box for ethics memo. And now what you're going to see here is the payment amount of $500 was made, as well as two memo items out here also totaling $500. But I did make a mistake, and that is I did not enter in the proper description onto the subsequent memo items. Let's go in and correct those. Now I have the appropriate descriptions along with the original payment made to my individual. Here we can see the John Smith transaction for $500, indicating the see memo items below. And when I scroll down to the InstaPrint, I see the lawn sign description and that it is a memo item for $300. And the post office, I see the description of postage with a amount of $200.